New coronavirus outbreak is fueling fears of an epidemic. So what is it and how worried should we be?
Meet 2019 nCoV. It's related to the viruses that caused the SARS and MERS epidemics, and it could be very bad news.
We do know that coronaviruses from animal species can sometimes mutate and cross into human and causing new infections.
And now it's learned to pass from human to human. Since it was first detected in Wuhan in December, it's spread through China and into Japan, South Korea and Thailand, where a British man became the first Westerner to contract the virus. There have been 222 confirmed cases since December, but the true number could be 10 times higher. There's no known vaccine, and while the symptoms may seem innocent enough,
A high fever, cough, breathlessness and sore throat.
it's already killed 4 people that we know of. Our authorities are taking extra precautions, with biosecurity staff to monitor the 3 weekly flights from Wuhan to Sydney. But it might already be too late, with a quarantined Brisbane man currently being tested for the virus.
We've got one gentleman that we're just following at the moment who has travelled to Wuhan and has developed a respiratory illness.
You cannot absolutely prevent entry into the country of a disease like this. Many people who are incubating will be completely asymptomatic.
So how does Australia inoculate against another deadly outbreak?
Well, Dr. Sanjaya Senanayake is an infectious diseases expert with the ANU and he joins us now. Sanjaya, you could be carrying this virus for 10 days without showing any symptoms. There could be people that have landed already, been out in the community. Has the horse already bolted here?
Look, yes, to some extent we are limited by what you call the incubation period. Even people with the best of intentions when they land in Australia want to convey information. If they're well, they've got nothing to say. So it is quite likely there are people who will get sick in the community after arriving into Australia or another country.
So how bad could this get?
Look, it's early days yet. We're only just 3 weeks into knowing about this virus. So I think the upcoming weeks will tell us more about its behaviour. But at this stage, it is the Lunar New Year over there. 400 million people are moving back and forth in China, and more than 1 billion people traverse international borders every year. So it's inevitable that this will spread to other countries. It just hopefully won't be too infectious or too deadly.
How contagious is it? Like, how do you catch it?
So, in terms of how you catch it, we don't necessarily know with this virus as yet, but if it's like the other coronaviruses like SARS, it's probably through respiratory droplets because it causes a cold or pneumonia. But we also know that SARS, for instance, could be found in wee, poo and blood. So there are a few ways that it could infect people. But at this stage, or at least last week, it didn't look very infectious from person to person, but it is now looking a bit more infectious from person to person.
We've all seen the movies that, show these plagues and outbreaks. Is that something that is a genuine risk at some point in your view?
Look, it is. In the last 40 years, or since the 1970s, over 40 new infections have appeared. And because they're new, our immune system isn't used to them, and they could have a devastating impact. Thankfully, it hasn't happened yet, but it could happen. And there was a movie, Contagion, from a few years ago with Matt Damon and a whole host of people. They got advice from the CDC and infectious diseases physicians, so it was a very accurate movie.
Doctor, can you just confirm that this coronavirus is not treatable with a slice of lemon?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So I think you're safe to have a beer, Pete.
OK, excellent. That's all I wanted to know.
Thank you for always being the bearer of such bad news, Sanjay. I appreciate your time.
So you can drink beer.
So it wasn't coronavirus you had?
No, but it may have been responsible for my dip in health.
Nice segue. All right, we're going to take a break. See you on the other side.
Coming up.